Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. Guru Deva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sarva Mangala Mangalle Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Trambake Devi Narayani Namostute. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Mahalakshmi Rupena Samstita. Namaste, 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 namo namaha. Om Shrim, Rim, Shrim, Kamale, Kamalale, Prasida, Prasida. Om Shrim, Rim, Shrim, Shri Mahalakshme Namaha. Om Shrim Svaha. Om Aim, Rim, Klim, Chamundaye Viche Svaha. Durge Durge Rakshini Tha Tha Svaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Pujamulam Gurur Padam Mokshamulam Gurur Krupa. Om Sarva Mangala Mangalle Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Trimbake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Mahakali Rupena Samstita. Namaste, 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 namo namaha. Om Klim, Klim, Klim Svaha. Om Rim, Rim, Rim Svaha. Om Aim, Aim, Aim Svaha. Om Shrum Svaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 3rd of May 2026. By the grace and krupa of all the great sages, Bhagavad Tattva, we are continuing our journey into the beautiful realization of the Atman, Paramatma, using the two words that have come in the tradition of Sanatana Dharma, Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa. And I want to offer prostrations to all the great sages and to Paramatma, Bhagavad Tattva, residing everywhere at all times. We're going to continue from yesterday on these 4 words, right? Nitya-Anitya-Vastu-Vivek. I'm quite sure, I think many of you have written it down. I have created a summary document. I loaded that just this morning. So please review that. You'll find it very useful. Take your own notes, because I want to actually schedule a session this month sometime for dialogue, for conversation after you've reviewed this, and then some others also. So we'll have a special 2-hour session just on this Nitya-Anitya-Vastu-Vivek, because it requires conversation, a lot of conversation, dialogue, contemplation, how it connects together, listen to each other. Isme se bahut iska tattva, it'll come out, it'll brim out. Right, so we'll plan that and schedule that definitely this month sometime. The summary document has been loaded. The YouTube video is there from yesterday, and that is my goal every day. Aap Ashirwad dijiye so I can have enough time to load all these videos on a day-to-day basis, so there isn't a delay. And a summary document is also available for you. Right, that is the plan. So, and it'll happen. I just have to make sure my schedule is on track. Just give your Ashirwad. That's all. Okay, let's continue further here. This is very, very interesting. This is a master key. Nitya-Anitya-Vastu-Vivek. It is a master key. It is the master key. Because the fact, let's look at the facts, F-A-C-T-S. The fact is that everything in our experience, everything that is experience, Anubhav, through the senses, it is constantly in flux, F-L-U-X. Is it true or not? Dhyan dijiye. Is it true or not? I think we can see it is a perception that it is in flux. You see, the fact of the matter, hold on one second here. The fact of the matter is that when we are able to perceive the fluctuation, when we are able to perceive that this is all a fluctuation, our breathing, our mental activity, the speed of the mind, stabilize. This is sadhana. ये sadhana करनी है. How do we do this sadhana? To do the sadhana, we're going to have some retreats actually here in the summertime. Definitely we'll have it in person and online also. But how do we do the sadhana? To do the sadhana, we definitely need the right environment. So now the summertime is there. Summertime is coming up. The weather is getting warmer. Parks are available. Go into a park by yourself. Don't take anybody with you. This is one type. You can take, of course, others. That's group sadhana. But by yourself. Go by yourself. Park your car and sit and walk. Take a nice walk for a good 15-20 minutes with steady breaths in and out so the blood and circulation is flowing. Mala lena. Turn the cell phone on vibrate if you have to do that, or turn it off. Keep it with you, but turn it off. And then sit in a very beautiful, idyllic place, very nice, calm atmosphere, but temperature should be good, so you're comfortable. And sit with this mala. And have written down on a small 3x5 card, Nitya-Anitya-Vastu-Vivek. Write these 4 words down. Abhi iska ye drishti open kare. We want to open this vision. We want to open this vision. How is this done? So first of all, you take your hands and you put them down, maybe a small mudra, steady breaths in and out, and just perceive the world outside. And see the trees, the clouds, the people. You see that it's changing. Now, it looks static. Certain things look static, like the ground looks static, which it is not. It is temporarily static. The season, the atmosphere. Perceive anitya. Now, how to do this with sadhana? So, we kind of know this intellectually, that things are in flux. But the perception from inside, it's observation. It's pure observation. It is the understanding of the wholeness of reality. Not just a limited, narrow vision. So we want to get out of that narrow vision into the whole. WHOLE. Well, to get out of that narrow vision, we take this mala, keep it in your right hand, just like I'm doing here. Take steady breaths in and out, and use one mantra. You can use Namah Shivaya mantra, Krishna का मंत्र है, देवी का मंत्र, जो भी आपके इष्ट है. We will talk about इष्ट देवता. इष्ट का मंत्र एक पकड़ना. गणेश जी का मंत्र, whichever it is. ओम गंगणपते नमः, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, हरे कृष्णा मंत्र, स्वामी नारायण मंत्र, लक्ष्मी नारायण मंत्र. आपकी जैसी श्रद्धा है. एक मंत्र. Only one. And so, you take the steady breath in, do namaskaram to all the great gurus just like we do here. But just in the bhav that may all the great beings bless us. Itna bhav rakhna. If you have personal guru, that's fine. Bhagwan Krishna, Bhagwan Shankar are always our gurus. There's no question about that. Unko pranam karna. And ask. As Jesus said, ask and you shall receive. Unke paas magna. Guru Parampara. The 5 points, remember we talked about. One of them is the Guru Parampara. Ask. Ask what? Ask for the realization of Nitya-Anitya-Vastu-Vivek. Magna. भगवान के पास मांगना. भगवान और भगवान के जो संत है उनके पास ये मांगना. Obviously people, we have worldly things that we need. वो भी मांगना, कोई बात नहीं. That we're doing that. Every Friday we have Shri Suktam and all that. That's the reason for that. Because we're living in this world. So that is also उनके पास ही मांगना है. That's okay. Ask. Don't hesitate in asking. It's all right. But one who is aiming to be a mukta, जिसको मुक्त बनना है जागृत अवस्था में, in a waking state, right? We've been talking about these concepts. They sound very nice, they sound very interesting, even to me. It sounds very interesting, sounds very nice, sounds very, बहुत interesting बात है, क्या सुंदर बात. Okay. But let's actually realize that. So, those of us who are intent on living a liberated life, mukta sthiti. Remember these three words, Jivan mukta sthiti. Sthiti means state, unbroken state where we don't fall back into bondage. That is called sthiti. Sthiti means state that you stage that we do not fall back down. इसको स्थिति कहते हैं. Brahmi sthiti. That is a more technical word in the Gita. Brahmi means one with Brahman. But that, be careful with all the language. We get caught up in all the language. Go very carefully and slowly. So we're sitting in a bench under a tree or near a tree, to plows trees. What is Nitya? Brahma Tattva. इस श्रद्धा की बात है. भगवान नित्य है, आत्मा नित्य है, ब्रह्म भगवान का धाम नित्य है. Nitya meaning unchanging, which is a matter of Shraddha. In the beginning, it is a matter of Shraddha. We have not realized that. So to realize that, Shraddha रखो. भगवान के जो वचन है गीता जी में, this is correct. Shraddha. It's a matter of Shraddha. And then from that Shraddha, the bhav also can be placed that, Hey Prabhu, Paramatma, Ishavasyam idam sarvam, you are present in everything, everywhere. That is the second point. That vision. Just a vision with a bhav. You're not doing any mantra yet. It's just like we're looking around, seeing with our five senses. You are present everywhere. That bhav. आप ही हो. मेरे जो इष्ट है, वो ही आप है. You are everywhere. Krishna can be Ishta, Shiv can be Ishta, Devi can be Ishta, Jesus can be Ishta. Christianity में Ishta Devata कौन है? Jesus. That's what it is. Right? So Ishta Devata कोई भी हो सकता है. That's आपकी इच्छा. भगवान, it's fine. God is only one. It's not two. वो दो तत्व नहीं है. Right? So that bhav, that my Ishta Devata is present in all, in everything. Ishavasya midam sarvam. Advaitic point of view, everything is Brahman. Like this concept. It's not just a concept, it's a bhav. And then from that, the next thing is to hold inside the vision that everything is temporary. And this body, ये शरीर जो दिखता है, ये भी एक part of Prakriti, is part of nature, part of the sky, the earth, Prithvi, Jal, Vayu, Tej, Akash. This is called Alpabhut. That is Mahabhut. There's two words here. Alpabhut, if you're taking notes hopefully, you can write these down. Alpa means smaller form. Bhut doesn't mean ghost, it means the tattvas. Prithvi, Jal, Vayu, Tej, Akash. Earth, water, fire, wind, space. This is called Panch Mahabhut. Prakriti का सब body कहाँ से आई है? प्रकृति में से आई है. Don't we eat food every day? That food is coming from, what is that? That is part of the earth only. Part of this coming from the sunlight and coming from all the reactions that becomes this body. So this body is only part of Prakriti. We know this, easily we can see it, isn't it so? And because it is part of Prakriti, it is temporary. And because it is temporary, it has a purpose also. The temporary is temporary and it has a purpose. Not a purpose, the ultimate purpose, that is realization of the Nitya Tattva. This body जो दिखती है, इसका, what is its topmost utilization? Bhagwan ka sakshatkar. Realizing God, realizing the highest. Alright? So, with that intention, with that bhav, with that shraddha, one brings inside that vision, understanding, completeness, that everything is temporary. Bubble jaisa hai. Bubble exists, but it will pop. कुछ भी नित्य नहीं है, कोई भी नित्य नहीं है. This vision. Now, how does this vision open? Well, it's by seeing the objects outside, seeing the reactions inside, the feelings inside, the bhav inside, and separating the object into anitya, that this is anitya. Stones, pebbles, grass, all people walking around, people with dogs walking around. Respect. Ishavasya idam sarvam. At one level, Bhagavad Tattva is present everywhere. वो Sanatan Tattva, Divya Tattva. At another level, at the level of the dynamic Prakriti, it is a fluctuation. It is real, but it is a fluctuation. It is temporary, and it is anitya. We are caught up. The problem of Maya, or the entanglement of Maya, is we're caught up inside the objects in such a way as if they are permanently there, even though we know they're not permanently there. And so this is the problem inside. That's why we suffer. Our suffering is because of this reason. We suffer because we are caught up inside that false belief that things are all real. I mean, things are permanent and static and are just going to remain, even though we already know that's not true. And by getting caught up this way, we suffer and cause suffering. The Jivan Mukta is one who is not caught up this way. The antar ki sthiti hai, it's not like external life is as it is. This is the weapon. Ye jo mala Bhagwan ni mala e motta motu shastra che in Gujarati. That is this name, the holy name. We'll talk about that in a moment. Keep this mala with you. Always keep a mala with you. Extremely important. Why? Because we want to connect with the Nitya Tattva. Nitya meaning the eternal, unchanging. Akshara Brahma. Akshar means non-changing. Shar and Akshar. Shar means everything that is transitory, changing, which is within the dynamics of Prakriti. Akshar means that which never changes. The Atma is Akshar. Akshar jo Tattva hai, wo Brahma Tattva hai. Brahman means vast, unending reality. And what the names and forms that we see are only reflections of that one reality. Pratibhasika Satyam. I know that I'll send you a handout. I forgot to do that yesterday. I'll send it to you. These three words, right? Vyavarika Satyam, Pratibhasika Satyam, Paramarthika Satyam. Teen shabd pe dhyan rakhna. So you're sitting in the bench. Mala hai haath mein. People are around. Grass is around. Beautiful clouds, trees. Somebody comes and says, hey, how are you doing? So, hello, how are you? Somebody says hi to me. I say hi back to them or wave to them. This is Vyavarika Satyam. It's a transaction. We feel we're some thirsty, then we drink some water. This is transactional reality. Okay, now go further. The Viveka that Shankaracharya ji is talking about, it is in the buddhi. हमारे ये जो brain जो है, two hemispheres of the brain, right hemisphere, left hemisphere. Hopefully we have a brain. I think we do. Yes, there's a brain. Right? So the capacity of the brain opens fully. The right hemisphere, left hemisphere, they reach 100% level when this viveka between the nitya and the anitya is 100% present. Completely it is present. Our brain reaches full capacity. Yes. It reaches full capacity. Is it possible to live, to open this doorway? Yes. So again, it is sadhana. This is Vedantic sadhana. Vedanta meaning we want to reach into the Brahman. That's why I'm using the word Vedanta. Or to realize that, Tattvamasi, we are that. Whatever, those realizations. So we see that there is fluctuation. Then there is the respect for the names and forms. The respect for existence itself, which is within the dynamic flow of Prakriti. Prakriti ka adar. The respect for Prakriti. That wow, look at the names and forms. Kya banaya hai Bhagwan ne? It begins there. It's a wonder. It is a childlike seeing the sansar. Not just through our own limited vision, seeing in fresh eyes, seeing in new ways. And through that respect, there is what is called Pujya Bhav. You can write this down. Pujya, P-U-J-Y-A, Pujya dash Bhav. Pujaniya Bhav. Pujya Bhav meaning worshipful respect for the existence of Prakriti. Not egocentric binding with the objects. Not that. It is a respectful acknowledgement, adoration, and veneration. Veneration, this is the word. Of the objects of Prakriti. Not that they are God in that sense, but they are existing due to God's power. That is why that respect, adoration, and veneration. When we have these three for the dynamics of Prakriti, we are not bound in them. We are interacting with them with love, affection, care, sensitivity, veneration, and without binding. The same is to be done with all people in our family, with all objects we have, with our mental content. The mind's content is to be looked at with compassion, care. Why? Because that is part of the reality of our life. It is not to be hated and all, to be reactive against it. To be active without binding is to be non-reactive. To be active. Activity continues. But bandhan nahi hai. We're really going slowly here. So these are the foundational steps. This takes time. Take good 2 hours to go into the park by yourself. Right? Be clear about these steps. Do the sadhana. And of course, it might be easier in the beginning stages to do this with 2 or 3 people who want to do this together. Yes, without getting into unnecessary conversations. By yourself, that is the topmost. Ekaki yatachita atma aparigraha Bhagwan kehte Gita mein. But that is difficult. So then maybe with a group of people, start with a group of people. Eventually, it's just yourself. This is how sadhana is done. And then from this, then go further. Then the viveka that Shankaracharya ji is talking about is where all of these experiences are seen that they are all fluctuating, fluctuating, they're totally anitya. Anitya jo hai, that which is anitya, impermanent, is completely, totally seen exactly what it is thoroughly, that this is impermanent. Gunatitanand Swami, he would say, "Rakh na padika." You know what is rakh? When the body is burnt, you have this ash, right? Packets of ash. He says everything in this material world is packets of ash. Rakh na padika. This is vision. It doesn't mean one is depressed, one is not doing one's duty. It doesn't know. On the contrary, one becomes very beautifully active without binding. It is a vision that keeps one extremely steady. So our mind, the internal mechanism, the Shakti inside, our breathing in and out, and with that steadiness, we can then attach our mind, connect our mind to Bhagavan. That is Nitya, to connect with the Nitya Tattva through the mantra. Mantra, Shastra, Stotra, Mandir, these 5 things we talked about, right? So the connection inside begins. Now we are ready to begin our internal bond, our internal journey to connect with our Ishta. Then there's these 5 are involved in that. Mantra, Shastra, Stotra, Bhagwan ke jo mandir hai, then you yourself become the mandir, by the way. Then eventually the mandir is all around you. Ek bahut sundar. And then of course Guru Parampara. Gurus, all teachers are with us. These 5. These 5 are brought inside our vritti, antakaran ki jo vritti, isme 5 baat aa jati hai. With this viveka, with the anitya, that which anitya is completely left aside. Not hated with, or not discarded with enmity or with dislike. No, not discarding that way. It is separated in the intellect that this is all fluctuation. There's no binding there. That is not real even in that sense. It is temporarily real, that's all, but it doesn't have any actual reality. Leave it alone. Then brain, mind becomes uncluttered. It is no longer bound with any person. It is entangled with any person. No, it is not entangled with any object. Although the Vyavarika level activity continues. If somebody calls and says, hey, I need your help, this happened, that, you have to do everything. But bandhan bilkul nahi. Seva bhav, with seva bhav, bhakti bhav. Actions are done. But the binding is gone. Binding goes away completely in this viveka. You know, the truth, satya, what is truth? This is truth, that what is anitya is in our perception. We interact with it, but it is no longer held inside with any binding power. It is a leela. It is just an interaction, transaction. Fine. It has its experience. Anubhav bhi hai iska. Anubhav, alag prakar ke anubhav hai isme. That's fine. So with this buddhi that is separating this out, this is our sadhana, then our mind cannot remain unsupported. It has to remain absorbed in activity. So activity continues in the material world without entanglement, and at the same time that activity is bound at the feet of Narayana. Bandhan ek jagah hi rakhna, Bhagwan ke saath. Not anywhere else. Not with anything else. Not with anyone else. With love, affection, care, sensitivity. I was telling you yesterday, I had some friends come over yesterday. A husband and wife were here. They were here for almost 2.5 hours. Bahut sundar havan hua. Unke saath sab baat hui. They saw the whole place here. They were very happy. It's been a while since I had seen them. It was just created by Paramatma. It was all, they really loved it. I had this opportunity to do some seva, and that their lives be very good. They had given their sankalpas, whatever it might be, right? Bandhan kisi ke saath. That see the divine in all. So that is a perception. The objects are there, the people are there. उसका जो चैतन्य तत्व है वो तो एक ही है. That is not different. Paramatma tattva, there's only one. So with this solid viveka, unbroken vivek means it is where our buddhi is awakened into this separation. Total एकांत में आप बैठे हैं भगवान के साथ. मंदिर में जाओ, मंदिर में हम जाते हैं, ये विवेक दृष्टि से जाना चाहिए. Then you know, it's just you and आत्मा and परमात्मा, और कोई प्रश्न ही नहीं. Other things are going on, they will go on. We have to do everything, but not with binding. Why? Because we are now free. There's freedom and there is respect, adoration, veneration for Prakriti. And that respect, veneration, etc. for Prakriti is love. That is prem. So we are not discarding Prakriti in terms of like, ye kya, isme kuch nahi, ye. Not that is ego. No, on the contrary, respect, adoration, veneration for all that is there in Prakriti. You may be sitting at your job and you've got co-workers. Ye puri Prakriti ki leela hai. That's all right. So our interaction is there, but there's no entangled reaction. Interaction is beautifully there with veneration, adoration, respect, veneration, adoration, etc. You know, that bhav is there. What is not there is the entangled reaction, entangled interaction, causing the reaction inside. That is not there. That is viveka. That is viveka. And with this hour to hour, moment to moment, this is our angel wing program, we talk about those basic ideas. With this hour to hour, moment to moment evolution further, we are then open enough, our mind has become open, uncluttered for all five Shastra, Mantra, Stotra, Mandir and Guru Parampara to be absorbed inside. Prabhuji, tum chandana hama pani. Murti ma rasbas thai jo. This is in Swaminarayan Satsang, a concept is there. That is where the preparation is very beautiful. बहुत सुंदर बात है, दिव्य बात है, आनंदमय बात है. The immediate benefit, immediate अनुभव क्या है इसमें? स्थिरता आ जाती है. चिंता, tensions, fears. What will happen? Nothing is, what's going to happen? This body is going to turn to dust. So what's the big deal? Don't get so worked up. Body to jayegi. You get that thing clear in the mind. It is a temporary phenomena. It is a vastravasan sijirnani yatha vihaya. Right? Just as we change clothes every day, bodies change. Body will go. But body jo mili hai, we want to make maximum utilization of it, and how to do that is what the Shastras are teaching with the Guru Parampara. Shankaracharya Ji's Vivek Chudamani, Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses, Shiksha Patri, Vachanamrutam, Gnaneshwari, ये सब सच शास्त्र, Guru Granth Sahib, Japji Sahib, New Testament. कितनी सुंदर सुंदर, amazing. Truth is only one. सत्य तो एकम सत विप्राह बहुधा वदन्ति. सत्य तो दो है नहीं. सत्य कभी भी दो नहीं है, वो एक ही है. उपनिषद में लिखा है, इन उपनिषद एकम सत्य विप्राह बहुधा वदन्ति. भागवत में लिखा है सत्यम परम धीमहि. That's why we say Sat Sangha. Sat means that which is eternal. that which is real. Sat Purush, Sat Sang, Sat Vichar, Sat Bhav, Sat Kriya. Such a life is a highly beautiful life. Life meaning hour to hour beauty. Each action is beautiful. It is full of beauty. That is what is meant by the word beautiful. It is full of beauty. When we say a rose is beautiful, that means that we are saying that the rose is emitting beauty. Similarly, we are emitting beauty. That is called Saundarya. In each action, hour to hour, breath to breath. And in the reason that beauty is being expressed, because of Viveka. Gnan and Vairagya have opened up. These 5 are now coming inside. Stotras. Iske saath itna anand. Like we're doing every day. We do Vishnu Sahasranam. We do so many other mantras. Ghar mein bhi sab karte. Why we're doing that? Because we are opening the domain of Ananda. Domain is infinite. Ananda, 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 Ananda. Opens. It can opens through these 5. Bhagwan ke mantra, Sat Shastra. Write these 5 down. If you've not written it down, please make sure you've written it down. Stotra, Shastra, Sat Shastra, Stotra, Sat Shastra, Mandir. Those are 3, right? There's 2 more. Guru Parampara. Right? So, Stotra, Shastra, Mantra, Mandir, and Guru Parampara. Bring it inside. The 5 baat. Install this inside. This is called Murti Pratishta. When these 5 are brought inside of our Antakaran, isko kehte hai Murti Pratishta. We do the Pratishta outside. Bhagwan ki jo stool murti hai, isko pran pratishtha, so many vidhis, beautiful, it has to be done. Go further, bring it inside. And the way to bring it inside is these 5. And the mantra is done through mala. Why we have mala, 108 beats? To solidify mantra sadhana. This is the general framework. It's a framework. It's a framework for liberation, for viveka. How to open the viveka is like this. So these 5 we bring inside moment to moment, day to day. And by doing that, we are able to see the pain, suffering, damage, harm caused by getting entangled into the fleeting temporary phenomena. जिसको जो अनित्य है, इसमें जो बंधन होता है, इसमें से दुख आता है. सीधी बात है. See, it's a clear equation. Clear. And if it is clear, not just intellectually, like verbally, it is internalized clarity because of Manan Chintan. Itna kiya hai, bandhan nahi abhi. This is called Vairagya. So that clarity, that is Jnana. And the non-binding, still interacting without binding, that is Vairagya. The Gita is very clear on this. All Sachin is actually showing you here is not something that Sachin is showing you. Bhagwan Krishna has taught this already. Upanishad taught. Shankaracharya ji has simply put this together in this beautiful 4 words. Nitya-Anitya-Vastu-Vivek. We've said it now so many times, nobody can forget that. You bring it inside. Chodna nahi isko. Chodna nahi. And if you see mind is fluctuating into the anitya things, interact without entanglement. See that it is anitya. It will pass. As we say in English, this too shall pass. Everything passes away. This body itself will turn to dust. Ante jao uthi ekala sang chale na koi pandit rank ne raye ke. एक भजन है देवानंद स्वामी का कोई संत का भजन है. It's not a bhajan, it's actually like an updesham. You have to go by yourself, whether you're a pandit, you're a great scholar, you're a king, or the person is a servant. Pandita rank means servant. कितने भी ज्ञानी पंडित है वो भी एकला ही, you have to go by yourself. अंते जाऊ उठी एकला संग चाले ना कोई. ये वैराग्य की बात है. सब वैराग्य ना पदो. There are so many in स्वामीनारायण संप्रदाय. आहा, निष्कुलानंद स्वामी तो वैराग्य मूर्ति, जिसको वैराग्य मूर्ति कहते हैं. कितनी कृपा है भगवान की, ऐसे बड़े बड़े संतों की कितनी दया है, कृपा है. ज्ञानेश्वरी में कितना लिखा है. महाराष्ट्रियन सेंट्स, मराठी सेंट्स, they have written these extraordinary poems, extraordinary literature. It is just amrut. Guru Granth Sahib, ये क्या अमृत है ये सब. वचनामृत जो भगवान स्वामीनारायण, अमृत, पूर्ण अमृत है. What is the point? It's a realization कि हे प्रभु आप सत्य है. And because of this, the interaction with all is through love, respect, veneration, adoration. That is the beautiful interaction with all of Prakriti. Prakriti, even though it is anitya, it is temporary, it is fleeting, the interaction is with this kind of pujya bhav, pujaniya bhav, and hence there is no binding in the experience because of adoration, veneration, love, affection, care, sensitivity. Beautiful. All of our quantum qualities from angel, when we talk about them, when we bring them inside, this is how, by krupa, by the grace of God, the causal body is gone. Karan sharir ka nash ho jata hai. Karan sharir is the cause of life and death cycle. So when we attach to Bhagwan through the 5, mantra, shastra, stotra, mandir, and guru parampara, when we attach to the 5, the causal body is destroyed. And that is, when the causal body is destroyed, this physical body remains, mind, everything remains. The antakarana is unbound. Totally ananda. और इसमें आत्मा का अनुभव आता है. आत्मिक ज्ञान, आत्मा विचार, and all that is there. But there is the अनुभव, अपरोक्ष अनुभूति, as शंकराचार्य जी stated, कि आपका जो स्वरूप, जो ओरिजिनल स्वरूप है, उसका दर्शन होता है. आत्मदर्शन. वरताल 11 वचनामृत, कितने सब वचनामृत है, सब शास्त्रों में लिखा है. Actual realization. So this is where our evolution is so fantastic, that interacting with others is with extraordinary divine vision, divya drishti, divya buddhi, divya bhav. दिव्यता में जाता है सब. This is called Nitya-Anitya-Vastu-Vivek. This sadhana is to be done. You can do it in a park, you can do it at home, you can do it in जहाँ भी हो. ये विवेक दृष्टि रखनी. Eventually, that vivek remains in everything we do. We perform our activity, but we are never bound, because that which is temporary is fleeting. It is for the moment. It is for some time. We just said it before. 8.4 billion people living in the world. 110 years from now, 120 years from now, not a single person alive now. Not a single body will be present. All be part of Prakriti. कौन किसी का है? What does anybody take with them? How long will be here anyway? Chiye thoda divasana me man, jivan thodu rayu. Right? It's a beautiful bhajan. We're just guests on this planet. If you think of it this way. We have come from wherever we have come from to experience this reality. We're here only for like a bubble period of time, few years here and there. So even if it's 100 years, it's just a tiny piece only. But opportunity is there for extraordinary development. And if we don't lose this opportunity, the inner growth is just going to, it's just going to grow. It grows beautifully. Or how do we know? Anandam. भगवान की भक्ति में इतना रस आता है, इतना सुख है. It's just amazing, It's absolutely amazing. Or sansar will continue in its own way. Everything will balance out the way it has to. That is why we do havans. That's why we do all these mantras and stotras, and why we do all this, so that our vyavarika life is without obstruction, and our paramarthika realization. From Vyavarika to Paramarthika, it is a bridge. Let's stop here for now and we'll pick it up tomorrow. We'd love to hear from all of you. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvadom Ganganapate Namaha Om Shri Radha Krishnaya Namo Nama Om Rhim Swaha.